Hey, what's up? Mac here,
And Carl.
and we are back for the meantime. We've been on hiatus for a bit.
We're always on a hiatus.
We're always on a hiatus. We're never consistent with this. We are terrible when it comes to consistency, but hey, life.
Yeah. Thank you to the regular viewers, though, who deal with the hiatus.
Right? But here we are, back in Chateau, like Clark.
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 Not your dog, Michael.
All right. Ongoing joke. Just a little insight. My dog's name is Clark. His name is Carl. And there's times where I yell at my dog and call him Carl, and I end up calling him Carl Clark. But aside from that, all that aside, we are here today because Carl got to pick something up that's really cool, and I'm going to let him take over for here.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to get a retro computer lately. I've been wanting to get, like, an old Apple computer, like an Apple IIe or an old Mac Performa or just some kind of old Mac or even like an MS-DOS computer. But I just really haven't came across anything. I had a Windows Vista computer that I found, but I can't get it to work. I haven't done anything with it yet. But I got a call from Mac over here and said, "Hey, I saw something down at 8-bit that you might like," and he sent me a picture of a Commodore 64 and the monitor and everything, and I was like, wow, I don't know, I'm not really interested, but I looked at it more, I was like, I think I'm interested in this, and eventually I texted Jason down at 8 and was like, hey, what's the price on this, and he took a little bit to get back to me, and got a good bundle deal going for me, and I have it in my house now, and I've been having fun with it. We just got back from 8-bit today, actually. I needed a little joystick for my Commodore, because I had just been using
Let's take a closer look at that.
I'd just been using a Master System controller, and it was alright, but it was just it was more than what a Commodore controller should be, because you only use the B button if you're using the Master System controller. But I figured, let's get the authentic arcade feel with the arcade stick. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot with the Commodore, just playing the games that are on it. It came with the Easy Flash cartridge, and there's probably like 40 or 50 games on it. So
yeah, and I remember, because when I first saw it at 8-bit, because I went down there to trade some stuff in. So when I went down there and I saw, I'm like, Carl's been looking for like an older computer. I'm just like, Commodore was like pretty much like that, because I know you had to like, enter the command prompts and to load up the games and everything. And it wasn't until you picked it up and looked at it, when we went down to pick it up, you were looking at it and we saw that there was a modded chip on it, and that it came with all this extra stuff. So
yeah, it's got a SD to IEC reader, so I can put an SD card in it. What that'll allow me to do is I can take an SD card and put it in my laptop and download image files off the internet, .d64 files. I can put them on the SD card. Grab the little... Oh shoot, I caused a glitch. I moved something and caused a glitch. But I'm holding the SD to IEC thing, and that's where the SD card goes in. And then you can type in some command prompts and it loads it from the SD card. And I'm going to go ahead and right now the screen that it's on, this is the Easy Flash card. This is like kind of a menu of like 40 different games. It's probably what not everybody's familiar with. But I can exit out of this and it goes to the Commodore prompt. People who have the Commodore are probably more familiar with this screen where you type in the commands and write programs and all that good stuff. But like you said, it's got a modded chip on it. It's got a Wi-Fi card,
yeah,
a
Wi-Fi
Arduino card, and I guess you can get on some BBS boards, different like Commodore type stuff that used to be active back in the day. But I haven't messed with any of that stuff. I haven't messed with the SD card reader either. I just got an SD card and I need to format it and then download some files and build some folders, because the Commodore mainly ran off floppy disk, and a lot of the games run on 2 or 3 different floppies. Back then with the Commodore, you'd maybe have 2 or 3 disk drives and you'd hook them all up to the Commodore, and then it would tell you, you need to put in disc 2, and you would type in a command prompt and it would go to disc 2. But with the SD card reader, there's some buttons on it, and you load all the image files into one folder, and then when it tells you to insert disc 2, you push a button on the card reader, and it goes to the SD card 2 file, so that way it can continue playing the game as if you're switching disc.
So definitely when you get that set up, we got to do a video on that.
Yeah, we'll do a video on just the SD to IEC. Because, like I said, I know, like, general idea. I've looked on the internet how to use it, but I haven't messed with it. So, in my head, I can see everything working the way that it should, but I'm sure that when I go to start using it, it's probably going to be a little difficult to get running at first, but I'm sure it won't be too bad.
And you got the monitor, too, so you have that all plugged in.
Yeah. Right? It's kind of hard to see, but right here is the Commodore monitor.
Yeah, we're gonna involve you for a little bit.
But the Commodore monitor right now, it has an RGB input on the back, but that's for the Commodore 128. The 64 is not able to be used with RGB, but it has the composite RCA hookups in the back. It has the yellow, white, and red. So I can plug, like, my Dreamcast. I've got my Dreamcast plugged into it right now. But I don't have the monitor on. But it's got a cool little picture for being a older monitor.
Yeah, you put some pictures of the Dreamcast on there, right? From on our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page, I've got some Dreamcast screenshots that I took with my cell phone. But ultimately, right now, I've got S-Video going to the TV behind me. Because I don't have the composite cables for the Commodore to be able to hook into the monitor. But once I get a bigger room and I get a desk, I want to get different monitor cables so I can hook up the Commodore to the monitor, so it'll have that true retro feel. I don't have a disk drive right now either for the Commodore, and I want to get one of those too sometime, just for the collector aspect of it. But it's cool. It's cool, it's definitely a lot different. It's not something that I grew up on, but it's cool, nostalgic feeling to see where technology has gone, from being a keyboard that plugs into your TV to a laptop or a desktop, whatever, or cell phone. It's crazy.
Like, yeah, it is crazy when you think about it. When you think about, like, how far technology's come. Not only that, this is, like, basic, like, a home entertainment technology. So it is pretty cool. And just the history of it behind it and everything like that.
And I was watching, like, a promotional video. There's, like, a lot of promotional videos from, like, the 80s on YouTube. And they talked about buying the Commodore monitor for, your wife wants to watch TV in the den, but you want to use the Commodore, so you need to get the Commodore monitor so your wife won't get mad because she can't watch TV, And that used to be a struggle back then.
I know, it really was. Because even just being a kid growing up trying to play, like, when we had I remember when we were kids, we had, like, the Nintendo set up in the living room on the TV. And it'd always be an argument between who wants to watch TV, who wants to play Nintendo and stuff like that.
Well, that's like, this thing's not supposed to have Wi-Fi. It's supposed to have a dial-up modem. And back then, if you didn't have more than one phone line...
They didn't even have Wi-Fi back... They didn't have DSL.
No Wi-Fi back then. But, if you were using the Commodore on the internet, you're not going to be able to get phone calls. You're not going to be able to receive phone calls. If your daughter wants to go talk to all of her boys on the, phone, she can't do that because you're on the dial-up internet with the Commodore. So, the struggles of the 80s.
You got kicked off. The struggle of the 80s. I remember freaking being on AOL dial-up.
Yeah.
And I was on AIM, Instant Messenger, and someone would just pick up the phone and just get kicked in the middle of the chat. It's like, you kicked me. You kicked me off. I need to get back on.
I just think it's funny. We were joking about this the other day. They need to get Facebook for the Commodore. It'd be hilarious. Everything would be like sprite graphics and 8-bit. You'd have the girls twerking at the club in 8-bit. It'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But we're going to have more about this, and you got a game pickup today.
Yeah, it's my retro collection's kind of come to a stop. Not necessarily. I've been focusing more on like I kind of want to start picking up more for like my handheld systems, like my DS, my 2DS and stuff like that. Um, New puppy acting up. So I want to get more games for my 2DS, but I didn't even end up getting games for the 2DS. I ended up getting them for my PS3. I got Metal Gear Rising. That's the one where you play as Raiden. He was in Metal Gear Solid 2 on the PS2 game. You played as Raiden in that game as well, but in this one you play like a whole mech, like a cyborg version of him. It's pretty cool. So I picked that up, and I've always wanted to play it. So I was just like, oh, and it was crazy cheap, and I picked up. I was talking with MK about Assassin's Creed, and we were talking about it. And I was just like, I really haven't. I played like the first one a little bit when it first came out when I got my 360, and then I played a little bit of Black Flag, which was the pirate one, and it was fun. It was cool, so I figured I might as well. So I got the second one. I think I picked up was Assassin's Creed 2, just to play, and I picked up. See, this is I knew I was gonna forget the third one. It was Metal Gear Rising.
Cry something was.
Crisis 2. Crisis 2, yeah, because I remember I was over, my uncle had picked it up and he was playing it, and you're like this super soldier and like your suit can like turn camouflage, like it, not camouflage, like it was like a cloak, like you just turned invisible and like you can just shoot people from there, like it was super stealthy and it was really cool like that, so I figured I picked that up as well, and I mean, I got like three PS3 games for like under $20, so I'm like, cool. That's cheap. Because if you go to GameStop, those games are still like at least 12. Like the cheapest I could imagine would be like $12 or $14.
And it's still retro. One of them was just in 720p instead of 1080p. That's retro.
And yeah, some would say that's retro now, considering like we got 4K, PS4 4K and everything. No, because it is crazy when you think about it. Like, because the PS3 is like already over 10 years old.
Mm-hmm. I think it was ahead of its time though. Still though.
But even then, like when it first came out, it was Blu-ray. Like, it was like one of the first Blu-ray players.
Yeah, that's what they sold it as.
Yeah. And that was, I think, like 2006 when it came out.
Because it was up against the HD DVD that you could get for the Xbox 360.
That's right, yeah.
And then basically, it was like a war between Disney and HD DVD. No, Disney and the porn industry. I think the porn industry wanted to go with HD DVD, but Disney wanted to go with Blu-ray. So basically, it ended up being Blu-ray is the dominant format, and HD DVDs are gone now. Yeah,
because you could go out. Yeah, I remember that because you could either buy the drive for it or you can get the Xbox with it. Mm-hmm. I remember that now. Yeah, and it's crazy too because the PS3 was like $600 when it first came out. Like, it was insane.
And a Blu-ray player is like $400 though when they first came out. Yeah. So
in reality, you still got a gaming system for like $200.
It was a good deal back then.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Now you can buy a Blu-ray for under $100.
It's crazy. The 4K TVs, they're even cheaper too. Like they came out like $2,000 right out the gate, $2,000. Now I go like on Best Buy and stuff like that, and I'm looking through them. I'm just like, yo, you can get like a 42-inch flat smart 4K TV for like $400, at least, or under $400. It's insane. It's insane. And and that's the thing too. I don't understand why people go out and buy it like right when it comes out. Mm-hmm. I'm cheap, all right. I like to be cheap. So if I can wait it out, I'm gonna wait it out. And the same thing too. Like, I don't understand why people are buying 4K. It's like there's not anything even showing in 4K right now at this point in time, unless you're buying. And then the ultra high def DVDs, the 4K DVDs. Those didn't start coming out till later too.
We need to have an episode where we just talk about like old technology, old failed technology. I was talking to my roommate about Google Glass the other day. They were like, "What are you talking about?"
She didn't know what Google Glass was.
It's just one of those technologies that like it was big. It was really big when it came out, but then like it died out as quick as it came out.
I don't even think they had. I think it was just like developer kits that they sold. They didn't even sell like the real kits. Like, it was just the developer kits. And it was cool. Like, the concept is really cool.
Yeah, it had a lot of use.
But the design of it, no one was gonna really use it. That's
like the Snapchat glasses. You had to look like up in the corner to be able to see the glass.
Yeah, it was like up right corner or left corner. I can't remember. It's a really cool concept. And the same thing with the Snapchat
spectacles.
Yeah,
Snap
the spectacles, Snap
yeah.
spectacles that you can buy them, and they're glasses for Snap. That was, you don't hear about that anymore, do you?
No.
That died out.
But yeah, I think we just need to have an episode about that.
We should just have an episode where we talk tech. But that's it for today. We just want to get back to y'all and let you know we're still alive and kicking. We're not consistent with this.
We're boring people. And
We
see, when
really
we go
are.
and do stuff like this Commodore or something big, like, let's do an episode.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I hit up Carl. I'm just like, hey, man, you want to do a Retro Gamer episode today? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. You doing anything? And the crazy thing is, too, we hang out all the time.
It's who we are as people, though.
Like, we're constantly together, like, hanging out, and we could be doing an episode, but the thing is, we just don't have, like, it's like, okay, we got, one of us got something cool, so we're going to display it. Yeah. But really, the whole collecting aspect of it, it's a time process. It's not like something that's very frequent. So we're going to we'll try and brainstorm and see if we can find filler episodes.
Just like, keep watching.
Text. Yeah, just keep an eye on our Facebook page, at WATRG.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/backslash.
And the YouTube has all of our episodes. So we've got like 15 episodes or something, don't we? We've got quite 15. A few episodes. Yeah. So if y'all haven't seen the old episodes, go back and watch them.
Yeah, because we used to do some Let's Play. We did Let's Plays. We played together.
We did episodes like every week.
Yeah, we did.
Now we do episodes once every 3 months. But it's all right.
It's all good.
We get it.
Life happens. You get busy. We do work and all that stuff. So
we've posted more videos this year than we did last year. So
really? I thought we did more last year than this year.
I feel like we didn't do anything last year.
I feel like we didn't do anything this year because we were just talking about what we were going to do this year. Like what we're going to do towards the end of the year. We still got to figure that out. Stay tuned. Will we do it or won't we?
You'll get videos one way or another.
But till then, enjoy. Take care.